Hey guys, Satish here. Today let's write a Visual Studio code to subscribe and publish to an MQTT topic. So I've been doing quite a lot of MQTT videos. We have only been posting and subscribing to it using like an MQTT box or something like that. But until we get it into some programming language like a Visual Studio, so we will not be able to do anything with that data or take a decision. So I've written a small MQTT app in Visual Studio. So I'll just give you a demo and then jump into how it works. So I'm not going to write the code because my videos are getting really long. If you have seen my earlier videos, I have used this Mosquito MQTT. Let me run this code, Control F5. Okay, it will connect to this test.mosquito.org. So this is an MQTT broker. It's an open source, free for use. And this is a port, MQTT standard port, and username and password. When it is in free version, we cannot use the username and password, so you can leave it blank. So now this client ID is required. It has to be unique. So something else also comes with this client ID, you will be knocked off. So always select a unique client ID, then connect. So it is connected to it. So then you can subscribe to any topic you want. So I have named topic EES. And I'll subscribe to it, and this is the subscription window and this is the publish window. So hi from MQTT app. So I publish, it is receiving here. It is not that this is coming from this window to this window, it is actually going to test.mqtt.org where the broker is hosted, and as this is subscribed to this, that message has come here. So we have also been using this MQTT box quite a lot. So let me use that also. So here create MQTT client. Client name is you can give it any name, MQTT box. So this is the client ID which I had used here. So they have generated, and you can refresh and regenerate a new one. Protocol is MQTT TCP. Username and password is left blank. So they have something default. Anyway, we will use this. And save. So it is connected to that, and we will use the same topic, publish topic and subscribe topic. So let me, if I want to publish from here, let me publish it, hi from MQTT box. So it should come here and in the app which I have written, publish. See, hi from MQTT box. So if I publish from this hi from MQTT app, it should come here and also here. So let's see how I've written the code. Let me close this. We can unsubscribe and disconnect and just close it. Okay, so before starting, let me see what versions I have used here. Properties. Mine is in framework 4.8. I think this will also work with MQTT, the .NET Core also. So let me get to the code. So I'm assuming that you know how to write a basic Visual Studio app. So my code is here. What you can do here is to go to the code form, view code can do that. Okay, just before that, let me show you what I'm. So the client ID, this text box is used to generate the client ID. This is the host, username, password, and the port, connect button. There is an RCD, there is a RTC which will just show you the time, receive and transmit. The receive, there is a, this will show you how many packets we have received and how many packets we have transmitted, and this is the subscribe topic and this is the publish topic. This clear is to just clear this window. Copy means it will copy to your clipboard, you can paste it anywhere. And I have also written a log function so that it keeps logging whatever it's receiving into a text file. Similarly, we have publish button, clear and copy. You can type anything here and publish, it should publish. So for this, what I have done is I have used a plugin. So if you go to tools, NuGet packet manager, and come to this option. So I have used a plugin, somebody else has written that. You go to installed, this M2MQTT by Paulo Paterno. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. So you have to install this. For that, what you have to do here is go to tools, in browse, just go to browse, type MQTT. This will be the first step that you have to do. So the multiple ones, this is the one which I used. So why use this, I am not sure. Like this is the random one which I got and I used it. I think there are other ones also. So once you click here and install will, so in my case uninstall is coming, in your case install will come. You have to install here, and if you go to references, this will come up here, m2mqtt.net. this will come here. So you have to install. This is the first step. If you don't do this, none of the functions will work. So once that is installed, so you have to place all your text here. So first thing is, let's go from here, gen. I put a button here to generate the client ID. So what I have done is, I have written some, I have a class called as general functions, where I have done a few things there. You can just go through that. I'll put a Dropbox link for the whole code in the description. You can directly download it. Okay, so there is a which generates a random string of any particular length. So I am to that. Where is it? I am generating a random string of 25 and putting it into text. This is one thing. And next one is RTC. So I want the time to be here. For that I put a timer here. So for that what I did was, I came here, timer, I just dragged and put it here and it has come here. So I have just renamed it as timer RTC, interval is 1000 and enabled is true. And whenever this RTC interrupts happen, what I am doing is, from the general functions I am getting, if you go into this, to get into control and click on this, I have written a function where it will get the Indian time and return it as a date time. So that I am putting into this label, and this will be called every 1 millisecond. If you come here, sorry, 1 second, 1000 milliseconds I have put, it's 1 second. Okay, next we have host name. By default I have put it to localhost, port is 10833, and what I have done here is, any settings which I do here, when it closes the app, I save it into a file. So next time you open an application, so whatever the last saved values you had here will come up. Okay, so that is part of the code. I will show you how I have written it. So that is one. Then next is connect. So once I have entered the host name, port, username and password, I should be able to connect to the MQTT broker. The connect, what I have done is, I have something called the connection status is equal to, which is holding a, it's of boolean, which will tell the anywhere in the code if I have connected to the MQTT server or not. So here if I go into this, if it is false means I am going to connect. If it is already connected, I will disconnect the connection. So here what I have done here is, I am just checking if the client LED, client ID is blank, or the host is blank, or the port is blank. I will just return, give a warning and return. So then this section is important. This is what, if you go to the document of the plugin, that M2M MQTT which we have installed, you can find it. You can Google for it also. MQTT client is equal to new MQTT client ID text box host as text. So that is this host. So the ID of this one is, so let me put it in an ascending order. Name is ID text box host. I am creating a new client with this. Then I am connecting to that MQTT client using client ID. Again client ID, this will be the client ID. If you see, this is client ID. Then we have host, which we already used. Then ID text box post, ID text box username, ID text box password. This is how I have named all the text boxes. I am connecting using client ID, username and password. If at all it shows some throws some exceptions, it will come, this try catch will pick it up and you will get this. It will tell the subscription some exception happened. It is not subscription, connection exception. And it will give you the message. For example, if your PC is not connected to the internet or something like that, it will throw up the exception here. Else it will tell it is connected, and I will change the flag that it is connected, and in the text box connect, in the button I am changing to connected, click here to disconnect. This button itself I am changing from connect to connected. Okay, now that is one thing. Then what did we do? We subscribe to a topic. If I double click here, yeah, this is the function where it will subscribe to a topic. If the topic is blank, it will tell that it is, and I can return. I have not returned here. It will return. If the client is null, means without connecting, if you have come, or it is not connected, MQTT client is not connected is equal to true, is not equal to null, and is connected, means you have already connected. Then you do something else, it will tell MQTT is not connected in the append, in the ID text box receive message. That is this ID text box receive message. And I am not simply putting like that ID text box text is equal to MQTT. There is a standard way of doing, but what happens is, since sometimes what happens when you are running it in different threads, that it will not work. So this is a way of putting something into a text box when it is running on a different thread than the UI thread which is running. Okay, so you can use this. If you directly put this text box dot text is equal to, it will throw up an error because it is from a, not from the UI thread. So all of these special functions are there in the general functions. So I generally create a general function for all the projects where I keep all these functions. I copy paste from project to project. Okay. Okay, we were in MQTT subscribe. MQTT subscribe. If it is not connected, I will update that MQTT not connected. If it is connected and subscription status is equal to false, means I have not subscribed yet, then what I will do is MQTT client, MQTT message publish received. So this is a standard, this is a documentation, it is there in the documentation of this M2M MQTT, these two lines, and the remaining thing is, so for my coloring and all those things I have used. You can just go through the code, you will find out. So if it is subscription is, it's already subscribed, then not subscribed, then I will subscribe. If it is already subscribed, then what I will do is I will unsubscribe, MQTT client dot unsubscribe. Here it was MQTT client dot subscribe with the topic name. Here I will unsubscribe with the topic name. Okay, this is one thing. Then publish. So subscribe is automatic. Once you have subscribed, any message that you send from the hardware or MQTT box, it should come here. In case of publish, what I am doing here is I type the publish message here and I publish onto this topic. So let me see how it is a publish command. So here also I will check if the MQTT is already been initialized and is connected. So I will just check if there is any text. If there is no text, I will not publish. If there is a text and it is connected, this is a standard syntax given in M2M QTT documentation. MQTT client dot publish the topic name and message. So and this I have a couple of, as I told you here, I am counting how many messages I am transmitting and received. So, I will just increment this one, transmit counter and 1, and I will put it on into the label, into that particular label again. So, I have no, so this is a way. If it is running on a different thread, this is a way, but since this is an UI thread, you can directly use id label text box counter dot text is equal to that message, or I had written the function for this in the general function. You can use that also. That is one thing. And the next thing is, so what happened? Okay, now this is to publish. So, there is a function to receive when it is subscribed. So, that function, so means you have already subscribed to a topic, and so let us assume somebody else posts on that topic. What will happen is this function will be called. Yeah, this function is called when, after connecting and subscribing to a particular topic, if somebody posts, some device or somebody posts onto a particular this topic, then this function will automatically be called. So, whatever message will come here, I will append text into this id text box. And what I have also done here is, so here a log. So, if you click on this button, log button means if you want to enable logging, you can click on this button, it will enable logging. So, what this will do here is, inside this bin folder, it will create a file. You can just go through this code of how it is saving onto a particular file, and which function it calls is here. I forgot to tell this. When you click on subscribe, basically when I am subscribing, I am telling here that this is the subscription method. Means whenever you receive a message, this function should be called. Or you can start here, and you can see, okay, let me do that way. See, form load, if you come here, load saved settings. So, basically what had happened was, whatever you are entered here, that host username, everything, I am saving onto this config.txt in one line each, and whenever you open it the next time, whatever you have saved, the client ID, host, port, username, password, subscription topic and publishing topic will be put back in this window, or else every time you will have to enter that. That is one. So, next, so gen, what is happening here is, this function will be called. I will just put a breakpoint here. Every time you generate, this function is called here, and it will populate this text box. That is for the gen. So, next is connect. So, my function was, let me double click, let me put a breakpoint here. So, if I connect now, first check if the status is false. It is false because the first time I am connecting. Get in here, let me get into the function. So, I will check all these different things. The client has been, MQTT client has been created. Now, with this username and password, it has connected, it has become true, means it has connected to the MQTT broker. So, I have turned connected, click to disconnect. The text box is small, so the disconnect has not come here, and I have changed the color to light green. So, now it has been connected. So, next thing what I will do here is, I will subscribe. So, let me put a breakpoint here also. So, if I subscribe, it will come here. I will check if the subscription topic is there, if the MQTT is connected. Then I am putting that method that on reception of any sub message, this function has to be called. So, there was no error. So, that happened. I am telling, I am changing the color to light green, telling that it is subscribed. So, it has subscribed. So, next one is post. So, if I come here, I will publish. So, this message, hi from MQTT app. So, here also this should work. publish. So this breakpoint has come, it is just checking if MQTT is connected, and it will publish, and the transmit counter is incrementing, and it will update the transmit counter. See, the transmit counter has become 1, receive counter has also become, because this is also received a message. Again publish, transmit also has become 1, receive has also become 2, because this has only transmit and this has received here, and before receiving I am appending with the date and time just for reference. So if I publish from here, hi from MQTT box, receive should have become 2, transmit is still, receive has become 3 and transmit is, so I should actually put a label telling this is transmit counter and receive counter. So for some reason I have overwritten it. So you guys can correct this mistake. Okay, publish. So every time you publish, you can see it will go on. Similarly, let me put a breakpoint in the receiver receive. So publish, automatically this function will be called. Then I am putting it into the text box. Then I am receive counter I am incrementing, and I am writing it into the window also. So then what I am doing here is the save. One more thing what I have done here is clear, means you just clear this window. Copy, it will copy to your clipboard. Log means it will start logging into this particular file. So hi from new app, I can publish it here. So I will just copy this path. So I have multiple logs here. So this today is 12th October. So if you open this one, you can see hi from this app. So let me publish a couple of from this one, the MQTT box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these things will be logged in the file. So you can see here also the receive counter has becomes 31, and all of them have come here. And if you open this file now, it has been logged here also. Hope you guys were able to understand this, and again this I will put a Dropbox link of this whole app. It is not a tested app, I have just written it for sake of development and showing you how it can be done. So you have to catch all the exceptions and see if the connection is if it has disconnected, and write a method to reconnect it if it has disconnected, and all these things, and you can go through the documentation to see all the features of this.